Hello everyone, for today's game I'm going to do all the precursor missions before Jackdaw's tomb for each and every house. Each house has got its own unique mission before Jackdaw's tomb. We're starting with our Ravenclaw here. His mission is he has to come to Ollivander. We got a message from Ollivander and he said, can you come meet me at my place? So we're going to start with our Ravenclaw and we're going to start with Ollivander's mission. So let's begin. I think this one involves the Owlery.
Good of you to come. My friend, Professor Fig, speaks highly of you and your resourcefulness. He was vague as to details, but mentioned your having tracked down a difficult-to-find book. I wondered if you'd be willing to do a little detective work on my behalf. Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street. Wonderful. You see, about a century ago, an heirloom applewood wand with a fairy wing core went missing from this very shop. My great-aunt suspected a student named Richard Jackdaw. He'd been serving as an assistant here and suddenly vanished. Richard Jackdaw? Like the bird. In fact, he was known to frequent the Hogwarts Owlery. We searched there, of course, but found no wand. We did find a series of statues similar to Jackdaw's. I'm certain they're a clue, but I cannot figure out where they lead. Jackdaw was last heard tittering about some pages with a map he'd stolen from Peeves. As you can imagine, the poltergeist was less than helpful. Surely you could continue searching the Owlery. Oh, one would think. However, the headmaster does not take kindly to an old wand-maker loitering about the place. Can't say I blame him. Also, I have perhaps been looking for too long. I feel a fresh set of eyes and a bright mind like yours is sure to solve this riddle.
Is there anything special about wand?
Oh yes, it's terribly special. But not in the way you might think. It won't grant special powers to the caster, no. Nothing like that. But it will ease the hearts and minds of the Ollivanders to know of its return. And that power is immeasurable.
Why would the thief have taken the wand?
I must admit I have no idea. From what I can gather, he fancied himself an adventurer of sorts. Always looking for trouble. In fact, after he went missing, rumour had it his ghost was seen in Hogsmeade. Never heard much about him after that, but it seems as if his adventurous spirit may have got the better of him. Perhaps he thought that the wand had some special power, simply because of its esteemed lineage. Astonishing how misunderstood the art of wand-making is.
I'll have a look for you. You certainly give me plenty to go.
Oh, you brought hope to this old wand-maker's heart. Professor Fig was right. You are a remarkable student.
Okay, so we need to go to the Owlery and look for this wand. Let's see if we can find it for him. Okay, here's the door to the Owlery. Let's go in.
The statues Mr. Ollivander mentioned must be upstairs amongst the owls.
Any Harry Potter fan remembers the owls.
I'm just here to help.
The Owlery was where
Where are those statues?
Cho used to hang out. In the Harry Potter series.
The summoning charm should do the trick. Empty perches. could be the right size for jackdaws. Or statues of jackdaws.
Okay, so we need to find statues of jackdaws.
Nothing.
Here's one. I'll collect them all and then place them.
I'd best keep looking.
Another one.
Thank you. Revelio.
Another one.
Here's a welcome surprise. No statues here.
Okay, that's all this side. Let's go up the ladder.
Birds are afraid of heights. Perhaps I should look a bit higher. Nothing. I'd best keep looking. No statues here. Nothing. This will do nicely. I'd best keep looking. No statues here.
Okay, I think that's everything. I think there's one more up there.
Nothing.
Right, I think that's everything. Let's check this area before we carry on.
Map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now.
Just checking if there's any more pages flying around. Doesn't seem like it. So let's go down.
Revelio.
Okay, so let's put these statues down.
What's happening? Could it be? Someone solved my puzzle after all these years. Well done indeed. Good news. If you've got something to hide, you've found the perfect spot. Richard Jackdaw, at your service. The Richard Jackdaw. So Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back. Goodness, I've forgotten about that wand. I assure you I don't have it on me. I'm almost certain I dropped it the moment I was beheaded in that cave. Oh, it was sheer folly to follow that map. What map? Ridiculous, really. Found it on some yellowed old pages Peeves had pilfered. Thought I could impress a girl. But that's a story for another day. So, you stole a wand and then followed a map on some pages that you took from Peeves, and followed that map to your doom.
Odd to hear it all reduced to such absurdity, but yes.
Why do you care about some old wand? I don't really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave?
Indeed. Say, here's an idea.
Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest?
I'd be happy to show you where to find them.
I think I can guess how you died, but who did it to you?
I was having a look about when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, light-headed. That's all I remember. Hence, if you do visit the cave, be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
Why did you steal some of Amber's family wand?
The family were always going on about how special it was, so I took it. Who could resist? Sadly, it wasn't special enough to save my neck. I fully intended to return it once I learned it was only special for sentimental reasons, but as you can see, I never got the chance.
How is it possible to steal from thieves? A poltergeist?
I didn't steal the pages from his ghostly form. I merely found them in his wake of destruction. He's got a penchant for wrecking things: books, bottles, suits of armour, whatever's likely to cause the most chaos. I doubt you even noticed they were gone.
If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there.
If you don't mind the sight of my decapitated skeleton, the wand and the pages are yours for the taking. Here I am, as good as my word.
We meet again, Richard Jackdaw.
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised to see you.
Only a Ravenclaw travelled this far in pursuit of knowledge.
Well said. Now where do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes open for a bird bath. When you find it, say Intramuros. I think it's Latin. Or Greek. As you can imagine, I never paid much attention in school. Shall we?
Okay, so we go into the start of
Anything else I should look for?
Indeed. A few landmarks, a stone bridge, a waterfall, and, if I recall, a lake. You'll see.
You've been very helpful. Thank you.
Surprising how much of this is rather unfortunately coming back to me. Yes. You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it. Simply stick to the path and keep a sharp eye out for that bird bath. Adieu. Is that Latin? Or Greek?
Lumos! Nothing to do now but keep going. The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw surprisingly as good as his word.
Went the wrong way. I'm supposed to go this way.
Something oddly solemn about this place. Such regal creatures, stags. There it is, just as Jackdaw described. Intramuros. far from home.
Red on me and eventually lead us to whatever it is you're hiding. Attack! That's embarrassing, isn't it?
I suppose Loyalists will report back to Ranrock now. Let's see where Jackdaw has led me.
Right, now we're doing the Gryffindor one. For this one, we've got to speak to nearly headless Nick. He's waiting in the Great Hall. Let's go chat to him and see what we have to do.
There. Yes, you. I wonder if you might come with me for a moment.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, at your service.
Nice to meet you, Sir Nicholas.
I know about the book you found and its missing pages. I may be able to help. Follow me, if you will. It's not too far.
Wait, how do you know about the book? And that it's missing pages?
Word gets around amongst the go. Accio, you were spotted with Mr. Sallow, restricted section. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. This may be a leap, but I believe I know who ended up with those pages. I'd be happy to take you to him, if you'd be so kind as to perform a small favor for me along the way.
Small favor in exchange for getting those pages.
Yes, it's nothing really. I'd be grateful if you could simply go into the kitchen and procure a little rotten roast beef.
I beg your pardon.
So,
Roast beef.
Roast beef.
Rotten roast beef.
That is correct. Rotten roast beef. If one floats through it just right, one can almost taste it.
Ugh. I suppose I can do that. But why me?
It's simple, my young friend. My ghostly form cannot carry it. Now, if you'd be so kind as to collect the roast beef, I shall explain everything else in due course. Ah, here we are. Tickle the pear and head on in.
Did you say tickle the pear?
Yes, in the painting. I'll wait right here. Do try not to get in the way of the house elves.
Okay.
I'm already imagining the
So
sweet
tickle the
aroma
pig.
of rotten roast beef.
A student
Never
in the
will
kitchen.
understand students.
What could they want?
Plenty of delicious.
Revelio.
Found themselves a bit peckish, likely. You know how
Certainly
hungry
makes
growing
Rookie's
humans
job
can
easier.
Yeah.
Here's a
Abundance
welcome
of
treat.
talking.
Delicious.
So, we're in the Hogwarts kitchen.
Revelio.
Guessing that's what we're looking for. It's blue. Let's go check.
It smells glorious in here.
Lots of
It's some
house
beef,
elves.
but it's not rotten. I'd best keep looking.
Revelio.
Ever practical and creative, the Hogwarts house elves have created a cozy village-like home for themselves among these barrels in the Hogwarts kitchen. Of course, one cannot presume to know what they're really like inside, as house elves have an extraordinary magic of their own.
Ugh, there's a disgusting smell. I must be getting close.
Revelio.
Guessing this is where all the food goes when it's off. Alright, well, here it is.
Oh, a student? What a treat! What can Finky get for you? A pumpkin pasty? Perhaps some Welsh rabbit?
Sounds lovely, but what I really need is this rotten roast beef.
Ah! Nick sent you, didn't he? Please help yourself. Finky supposes Nick's tired of loitering about simply to experience the faintest memory of the taste of food.
Do you and the other house elves conjure the food served in the Great Hall?
Goodness no! Not even house elves can conjure food out of thin air. Food is one of the 5 principal exceptions to Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration. We can, however, multiply it, transform it, and of course, prepare it. Then we send it straight up to the Great Hall.
Are there any restrictions as to what you can make here?
Finky supposes not. However, Finky has had the best luck with the many recipes left by Helga Hufflepuff. Her quince pie has always been a favourite, but the newfangled Arbroath Smokies are becoming popular as well.
Is it all right for students to wander into the kitchens?
Well, since you asked, students aren't supposed to be in the kitchens, but Finky doesn't mind. There's nothing that lifts Finky's spirits more than the company of students. We so rarely get visitors, and we have plenty of treats. Come back any time you please.
It was nice to meet you. Thank you for the beef.
Happy to help, and to meet you as well. Please give Nick Finky's regards.
Okay, we got the rotten roast beef. I guess we just got to return to Headless Nick.
There's nothing like a meal prepared by a house elf.
Ah, you're back. No trouble, I take it?
Not at all. Finky sends her regards, along with the rotten roast beef.
Ah, glad to hear it. Kind elf, Finky. Now, let's get that beef to Sir Patrick Delaney Podmore, and you'll be one step closer to finding those pages.
This is all rather cryptic, Sir Nicholas. What's going on?
Terribly sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sir Patrick organises the Headless Hunt, a group of headless ghosts who gather for various, headless activities.
Headless activities?
Yes, you'll see. Anyway, I don't know how, but a member of that hunt, Richard Jackdaw, had the pages when he was alive. My plan is to take the rotten roast beef to Sir Patrick so that he'll allow me, us, to engage with the hunt and speak to Jackdaw. Shall we?
I thought the rotten roast beef was for you.
It is, in a way. You see, I've been trying to gain access to the hunt for quite some time. Offering the beef to Sir Patrick may help me in that regard. While, of course, also helping you.
What am I supposed to do when we meet the hunt?
Allow me to do the talking. They can be a rather supercilious lot. I'm certain they'll be welcoming to you, however, in no small part due to the rotten roast beef you'll come bearing.
Is the headless hunt dangerous?
Oh, the headless hunt wouldn't hurt a fly, let alone a student. Just a group of fun-loving headless ghosts.
Very well. I'd like to meet Sir Patrick myself and see this headless hunt.
Ah, wonderful. You won't regret it.
Okay, so we're going to the Headless Hunt to meet Sir Nicholas Podmore.
Do stay behind me. It's Sir Patrick we want.
Oi, Nesta, look who's here.
What have we told you, nearly headless Nick?
Hello, Sir Ramsay. Do let us pass. We brought a little something for Sir
Just
Patrick.
ignores them.
Probably come and trying to beg his way in again.
Do they always talk to you like that?
Ah, all in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the headless hunt, I'll be right there with them. This offering is sure to win him over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
Rest assured, you'll have your information from young Jackdaw in no time. Wherever he may be.
Wherever he may be.
What I'd give for a flagon of mead or a nice leg of lamb right about now. Then this party would be complete.
How about the next best thing, Sir Patrick?
Ah, Sir Nicholas. And a student. Who let you in?
We brought you a gift.
This is all very suspicious. What do you really want? As if I need to ask.
It's Richard Jackdaw. Where can we find him? Maybe speak to him?
Jackdaw, eh? Why, here he is now. What a shame! Without his head. I bet you've always wondered what that's like, eh, Nick?
Sir, you guessed.
It's bound to be around here somewhere. Probably being used in a game. If you find it, I give you my permission to speak with him, my young mortal. It's the least I can do for you for bringing this putrescent gift home.
Sir, there's another matter I wish to discuss with you, if I may.
Tut, Sir Nicholas. How many times do I have to tell you? Our entry requirements are quite clear.
But, sir,
we aren't the headless except for a little bit of tendon hunt, after all. Now, please, follow me and I shall help
So
you
I
find
did
your
upjoy
way.
because it's not headless. That sucks.
Farewell, my young friend. Perhaps your luck with these chaps will be better than mine.
Shame. Poor headless Nick.
My mortal life was never this entertaining.
A map. It doesn't appear to be connected to the missing pages. Best hang on to it for now.
Okay, let's go this way.
Who will be next to play our little game of hide and seek amongst the pumpkins?
Hello again. Can you help me?
Ah, Sir Nicholas's young friend. Has he abandoned you?
Not at all. I need to speak to Richard Jackdaw. Sir Patrick said his head might be around here somewhere.
Indeed it might be.
It is a bit unorthodox to include a mortal, but if you do wish to speak with him, oh, why not? You can speak with Jackdaw if you can find his head amongst these pumpkins. Not just once, but 5 times. Good old Dumfrey will move the head to a different spot each time you find it. Those are the rules. What say you?
Why are you using Jackdaw's head for this game?
Well, if you must know, Jackdaw's our newest member, so we like to put him through his paces.
Please, could you explain the rules again?
Find his head amongst the pumpkins 5 times. Use your wand. I cannot be more specific than that.
How did you happen to become a member of the Headless Hunt?
I was executed alongside some fellow mutineers. We didn't like the way things were being run in our county, so we took matters into our own hands. Treason is such a strong word, but that's what we were found guilty of. Things would have turned out much better if they'd let me be in charge.
If that's what I need to do to speak to Jackdaw, I'll do it.
Marvellous! Of course, a mortal holding a wand has an advantage over us ghosts. You can simply blast away to your heart's content. Remember, the game's not over until you find him 5 times.
Okay, so I need to find
I'm glad
Jackdaw's
I
head.
would be the one to clean up this mess.
Discovered already? Looks like we need to find another pumpkin to hide in, eh, Jackdaw?
Whatever you say, Dumfrey. This is not my finest moment.
I've never seen it played like this. How delightful. I've never seen it played like this. How delightful.
Revelio.
Young Jackdaw's no match for you.
Oh, what fun! A student is playing.
No luck so far.
I could do that too if I had a wand.
Banking it's vibrating. That's normally where the bed is. Hang this out somewhere. I think it's up there.
Keep looking. You're sure to find him.
There you go.
So you found us. This ain't over yet.
I've never seen it played like this. How delightful.
Basically, you just gotta look for Pumpkin that's moving, and that's where he is. You can hear it. I can't see it there.
Young Jackdaw's no match for you.
Here we go again.
It's 3.
Keep looking. You're sure to find him.
It's so dark. Can't help too much.
Oh, what fun! A student is playing.
You hear it. There we go.
Good job, I suppose.
It's 4.
But we're not through with you.
I'm glad I won't be the one to clean up this mess.
And get the magic neep. Well, the shopkeeper was standing on the outside there. There we go, here he is. That's it, 5
Well
of 5.
done! Of course, having a wand served you well. Still, I believe congratulations are in order.
Not too bad for a mortal. Now, say what you need to say to old Jackdaw here, hmm? You've earned it.
Nicely done. But what's going on? You're not a member of the Headless Hunt.
No, I'm not. Sir Nicholas said you might know the location of some pages I'm looking for.
Merlin's beard. I know precisely the ones you mean. I pinched them from Peeves. How could I forget? The map on those pages led me to my demise. I was not ready for what awaited me in that cave. The pages are likely still mouldering away with my, remains. Quite a final adventure, I must confess.
The pages are why you lost your head, and I must visit a cave and search for your corpse.
Yes. You'd think a decapitated ghost would get used to the word corpse. Say, here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you where to go?
What will I find in the cave?
Aside from my mortal remains? If I remember correctly, some treasures, a magical bridge. But what kind of an adventure would it be if I spoiled the surprises for you?
Oh, lovely.
Did someone in the cave cut off your head?
I was having a look around when I suddenly sensed a refreshing breeze, after which I felt, well, lightheaded. That's all I remember. Hence, when you visit, be prepared. I can't tell you what for specifically, but you seem a perceptive sort. Beware a light breeze.
I need those pages, so I suppose I'd better meet you. Thank you.
Not to worry. I'll just need to be reunited with my body first, but Dumfrey can handle that. See you at the forest's edge.
Okay, so that's the Gryffindor one done. It's pretty much the same after It's basically the same after that. You go, you find Jackdaw on the corner, he leads you partway there. He tells you what to look for. You go and then you fight the loyalists and you go into the cave. Right, next we're doing the Hufflepuff's side mission. We got to speak to the portrait of Eldritch Diggory. It's in your the Hufflepuff common rooms. You'll find it over here. You get a message from Lenora telling you that he wants to speak to you, and you come here and you speak to him.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. So few students know who I am these days. Eldritch Diggory, former Minister for Magic and founder of the Aura Recruitment Program at your service. I believe you can help solve a decades-old murder, thanks to that book you found, and, in particular, its missing pages.
How do you know about the book and the pages?
We portraits here more than you might suspect, and most of us can keep a secret. So, what say you? Surely a Hufflepuff such as yourself will be inclined to help seek long overdue justice.
This could be right up my street. Even we Hufflepuffs enjoy a good mystery.
Glad to hear you are up to the challenge. Alas, I believe you will benefit from this undertaking. My great niece, Helen Thistlewood, can provide you with details. She's retired now, but was a skilled aura in her day. And the unsolved murder of which I speak was her case. I often visit my portrait in her home, in the nearby hamlet of Upper Hogsfield. Shall I tell her to expect you?
How could a few pages of a book help her solve an old case?
A boy disappeared with those pages, but they never found the body. A girl was convicted of his murder nonetheless. It seems those pages could exonerate her somehow. My great niece can tell you more.
Can you tell me more about your great niece?
Cream of the crop when it comes to auras. A star pupil here, and then an exemplary servant to the ministry. And her spark hasn't diminished one bit in her retirement. She and I often chat about old cases and our glory days. No offense, but it's nice to get away from the students and converse with someone who's familiar with my legacy.
When were you the Minister for Magic?
Over 100 years ago. 1733 to 1747, to be precise. The stories I could tell you. Didn't have a chance to do all that I could. I was in the midst of reforming Azkaban when my life was cut short by dragon pox. I was sneezing sparks to the bitter end.
Sounds like dragon pox sounds quite bad.
I shall go and see her right away.
Brilliant. With what I suspect is your knack for hard work and her keen mind, Both mysteries may be solved sooner than you think. I shall see you there.
So we're
soon,
going
I
to
hope.
Hogsfield to meet his great niece. Blue Barda.
Bardo Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
I think this is a house, yeah. Right, let's go in and see.
Ah, here you are. I'm pleased to see you took my advice.
Dear sister, it has been some time since we've heard from you. How are things in the ministry? We continue to think of you and hope that you're doing well. You'll be happy to know that we all made our peace with your decision to become an aura. As dangerous as it is, you must live your life and follow your path. You are doing so in the service of the wizarding world. I am proud to call you sister. I must inform you of something that you may find curious. It seems a troll has taken up residence in the train tunnel near the town. The poor thing most certain to learn a tragic lesson about the fundamental velocity of locomotives. Right, soon, Edith. Edith the sword. The Thistle and the Badge, Part 1. Yo. The Thistle and the Badge. Helen Thistle reflects on a former aura. Retirement isn't what I expected. I enjoy the leisure time, of course, but I do miss the excitement of hunting magical fugitives. I know you're not supposed to admit that you actually enjoy the turmoil associated with the job, but how can you feel anything other than exhilaration when chasing a Ukraine ironbelly through a muggle city and then obliterating all the muggles who saw you? Or ruling a dark wizard's plot. Ruling a dark wizard's plot to take over the ministry with an army of Chinese jumping cabbages, using only a single basket of bouncing bulbs. When the ministry finally makes all of my cases public, my neighbour will never look at me the same way again. Old Madam Thistlewood down the lane is the one who put nasty brute so-and-so in Azkaban. For now I can really insinuate less. I divulge something confidential. I would hate to force my former colleagues into locking me away in Azkaban. Not an appealing thought. Well, I suppose I should check on my garden. The bluebells have been struggling this season. Part 3 of 3. Here, part 2 of 3. The Thistle and the Badge. Helen reflects on a former aura. I have lots of time these days to reflect upon my career. I wonder if the good we did balances out the mistakes we made along the way. Did we always catch our criminals? No. Did we sometimes put away the wrong person? It's possible. Is that an accepted risk which, when it comes to preserving the well-being of the wizarding world at large? I'd like to think so, but then again, I'm not an innocent witch moulding away in Azkaban. If I were, then perhaps I should feel differently. It is a quandary without a solution, or at least not one that I am likely to solve. This is the problem with the retirement. It leaves one with too much time to dwell upon bygone problems, but there's nothing one can do about it. Oh, and my bluebells died. Okay. 3 of 3. Part 3. Still dwelling upon my big hypothetical from the other day. I also made certain that I could defend my decision before the Wizardnaut. Should the need arise, I was required to do that on a rare occasion, and it was never a pleasant experience. No matter how confident I was, despite what some believe, the ministry is far from omnipotent, and when I hang up my badge, I left behind quite a few unsolved cases. If I had all the time in the world, I doubt I could solve them all. But should the opportunity arise to revisit one and correct any mistakes I made, I will certainly take it. It's the only way to rest easy about my career and never hesitate to fix mistakes, especially if they are yours to begin with. I fear that in our haste to meet our justice, we may inevitably become the vehicle of injustice. I fear this especially for myself. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. And I thought, and I'm through with gardening. I need a new hobby. Okay. He doesn't want to talk to me, I must go straight to her, alright?
Madam Thistlewood, I met your great-uncle in his portrait in my common room. He sent me to speak to you.
I'm pleased you came. Uncle Eldridge believes the book you found and its missing pages may be relevant to an unsolved case from my time as an aura.
Very well. I'm listening.
Decades ago, a student named Richard Jackdaw disappeared after going to meet a girl named Anne. They never found his body. When his headless ghost appeared briefly in Hogsmeade, wholly unaware of how he died, Anne was convicted of his murder and sent to Azkaban. It was in large part due to the testimony of a girl called Apollonia Black. Jealous of Anne, I think.
That sounds terrible, but I'm not sure how I can help.
Anne's alibi was somewhat labyrinthine. She said Jackdaw promised her adventure following a map he found on some pages he'd stolen from Peeves.
And you think Peeves ripped those pages from the book I found in the restricted section?
If my great-uncle is to be believed, yes. At least that's what the portraits at Hogwarts suspect. Anne insisted that Jackdaw had asked her to follow the map with him, but only after she solved a series of puzzles he'd prepared. Odd way to woo a girl. She swears she never even solved the first puzzle, so they didn't meet. Jackdaw's ghost vanished almost as soon as he appeared. Without Jackdaw's puzzle, pages, or remains, Anne was sent to Azkaban based solely on Apollonia's spurious testimony.
I don't understand. What can I do to help?
I believe Anne may have solved the first puzzle by now, but after spending time in Azkaban, she's a shadow of her former self. She won't speak to anyone she doesn't trust, and she trusts no one. If you, a student with a connection to the pages, like Jackdaw had, spoke to Anne, she might reveal new information.
I've always wanted to see Azkaban. Count me in.
I suppose it has a peculiar appeal to some, but it can be terribly disconcerting. Fortunately, being a retired aura has its benefits. We can apparate right to her. I've escorted ministers, professors, and many others to that blasted place. Never a student, I'll admit, but I will keep you safe.
Tell me more about Apollonia Black.
Wretched, vindictive girl, that one. Apollonia claimed that Anne threatened to kill the boy after he broke her heart. The Black family's power over certain people in the ministry, along with the fact that Anne is Muggle-born, sealed her fate.
I'd like to know more about Anne.
That poor soul never was the brightest girl, and that lack of wit proved to be her undoing.
I half suspect Jackdaw and Apollonia were merely toying with her. Who could have known he'd end up dead?
She's not held up well in Azkaban. In some ways, she blames me for not proving her innocence. I'd like to clear her name if we can.
You said Jackdaw's ghost appeared briefly and then vanished. Where do you think he went?
I have no idea. Evidently, he was always a bit restless, going on and on about adventure. If I had to guess, he tired of Scotland and is somewhere on the other side of the globe by now.
Very well. Let's go.
Steady yourself. We'll apparate together. Don't worry, I've never splinched anyone.
Right, so we're going to Azkaban.
And tread lightly in that horrible place.
We'll be there in but a moment.
dark. Very dark. It enters.
That ought to keep them at bay for now. Though, be aware, you may feel a wave of despair. It will pass.
Thank you for the warning.
This really is a dismal place, but we'll be out of here soon enough. Now follow me. Do keep your wits about you.
I never thought I'd see the inside of Azkaban for myself.
Nasty Dementors. Not even I could convince the Ministry to send them off. There's no need for such monsters.
Careful around, Anne. She's been here a lot longer than the rest of us.
It is dark. Oh, very, very dark.
If I had my wand, I'd cast Crucio on the lot of you!
Before students to come here.
Young cur. They teach you so little of what you should know at Hogwarts.
Quite scary, to be honest.
That witch you're with has a dark cloud over her. I can feel it.
Wish. I wonder Hagrid's scared of this. Terrible.
Darkness. My only friend. My only hope.
No one at school's going to believe this.
Now remember, Anne has been here a long time. The Dementors aren't kind. Have patience and speak to her quietly and respectfully.
Are you Anne?
Who's there? Who speaks to me? Is that death finally come for me?
I'm a student from Hogwarts. I found the book that you said would exonerate you.
Ah, the book, the book. No one would look. None of the mages found the pages. Methinks the feckless knave meandered to his cave. My fate was surely sealed in Upper Hoggyfield.
Are you saying that the missing pages are in a cave? Near Upper Hogsfield?
Field. Ruins house a vault concealed.
A vault in some ruins? Near Upper Hogsfield? I suppose it can't hurt to look.
Can't hurt to look. Go find the pages from your book.
Helen, know you're here. Come in closer, be a dear.
I wouldn't.
What is it, Anne?
Well, don't know what she did to her. She tried to cut her.
You're hurt.
Go. The cave. You're safe now. You have what you need. I'll be alright once I get...
I hope you'll be alright.
But Madam Thistlewood, Alright. I'll find it. I'll find Jackdaw's cave.
Well, let's hope she's alive. Well, that's the end of the Hufflepuff one. We'll now move on to the Slytherin one. Alright, we're now on to the Slytherin one. We got a letter from Black's house elf, Scrope, saying that he wants us to go to the well in the church courtyard, which I am near, and look for a note. Sorry, it's also in the dark. It seems like every single mission I did here was in the dark. Let's hope you can see. Scrope knows about the book you found. Is it missing something? Scrope does not believe it is safe to speak out in the open. Scrope has left another note across the bridge among the circle of rocks. Take care. Tell no one about this. Okay.
Scrope? Who is Scrope?
So I think he wants us to go to this like Stonehenge place on the other side here. I can see a letter up there, but I can't reach it.
Here. Wingardium Leviosa. Levioso!
Almost there. Head for pumpkins just down from Stone Circle. Look inside one of them. You may be able to help poor broken-hearted Scrope.
Pumpkins? Ah, I think I know just the place.
Down by the groundkeeper's hut. Fortunately, we're not going to see Hagrid, but at least we know where he lives.
Lumos!
This was before Hagrid's time.
Revelio.
Okay, I can see a note in there. The young Slytherin must be exceptionally curious by now. Meet Scrope at the water's edge by the broken docks.
Down to the water's edge?
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait and hope we can get to daytime because it's extremely dark here. Nope, still dark. One more time. I don't know if I can do this mission out of the dark. And this should take us to daytime. Alright. Now you can see a bit better. So we need to go down to the water's edge.
This looks intriguing.
I just jump. Can't hit you.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Thank you for coming all this way. The name's Scrope. Scrope serves the headmaster. I've been in the Black family for years. Apologies for the abundance of notes. Scrope wanted to be sure you weren't followed.
What's this all about? Your notes mention the book I found in the restricted section.
Scrope can tell you more in exchange for your help, but no one, especially the headmaster, can know.
Undermining the headmaster and getting something in return. Continue.
Our Scrope does not intend to undermine the headmaster. In fact, Scrope wants to surprise him. Scrope's late mistress, Apollonia Black, may she rest in peace, was a student at Hogwarts over 50 years ago. Before she died, she spoke with passion of pages ripped from a book. Scrope suspects she took them to her private grotto. She was delirious at the end, poor thing. Mistook belladonna for elderberries. Scrope tried to warn her.
I'm sorry to hear that. But how do you benefit if I find the pages?
Scrope believes that a treasured Black family ring is also in the grotto. Scrope wishes to give it to the headmaster. Apollonia forbade Scrope from entering the grotto long ago. Scrope continues to honour her wishes. Scrope would not dare ask a student for help, but when Scrope learned you were looking for those pages, Scrope thought you might also find the ring.
How did you know that I found a book and that it's missing pages?
Scrope and the other house elves are good at staying out of sight. Scrope hears and sees many things in the castle. Scrope knows how to keep secrets.
Tell me more about this treasured ring.
It's adorned with the Black family crest. The headmaster would be pleased with Scrope for returning it.
How did you engineer it?
The Blacks have a tradition of decapitating their house elves when their service is no longer required. One day, dear Apollonia was understandably frustrated with Scrope and got a bit too eager with a cleaver. Scrope was able to convince the sweet girl of his value and now views this small injury as a reminder of her good heart.
How is that a good heart? She cut your ear off, dude.
It seems this may help us both. I shall do it.
Scrope is relieved. Scrope hopes the young Slytherin would be willing to help. Take this toast to the grotto just down the coast and place it on the pedestal there. Good luck. Scrope will wait right here for you. The best of luck finding your pages and the ring.
Why would I...
Could it be? A visitor? Oh! The name's Richard Jackdaw. I was a student, just like you, about a century ago. How in the world did you find this place?
A house elf named Scrope sent me. Said I might find a Black family ring here.
Ah. Sorry to say, I sold the ring a long time ago. Poor Scrope. Still holds a candle for Apollonia, I reckon. Can't say I blame him. I stole all these treasures just to impress her. Alas, 'twas to no avail. I thought a secret map I'd pilfer some peas would pique her interest. She simply rolled her eyes. What would I want with yellowed old pages torn from a book? Not my finest moment.
I must insist that you give them to me at once.
They're not here. I thought if Apollonia wasn't interested in the map on the pages, perhaps it would lead to something that would intrigue her. So, I followed the map to what I can only describe as an enchanted cave of some kind. And you see what happens next. Here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest, and I'll show you where to find the pages.
I suppose if that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you at the forest.
I'm sure the pages are still tucked in my waistcoat. If you don't mind the sight of my decapitated skeleton, they're yours for the taking.
Hello, Scrope. Thanks to you, I was able to enter Apollonia's grotto. The toast was the key. I met a ghost there, Jackdaw, who's agreed to lead me to the pages I've been looking for.
That boy was never good enough for Apollonia. Oh, what of the Black family ring?
I'm sorry to say that Jackdaw sold it long ago.
Sad news indeed. Scrope shall need to think of another way to impress their new master. Scrope takes some consolation in knowing that the young Slytherin found what they needed.
I did. Thank you again, Scrope. You're a credit to house elves.
Oh, it's the Slytherin story. Basically what you do now is you go from here, you go to Jackdaw. Jackdaw, you speak to him in the forest. Like you saw in my preview of my Ravenclaw video. You fight the loyalists, you enter the cave, you do Jackdaw's cave. But other than that, there's nothing too different after this. The rest of the story is the same, but I just wanted to show you the 4 unique missions for each house, so you can see the difference in story. I hope you enjoyed the video, and the next video I should have for you will be the finale of Final Fantasy VIII. We're going to finally take on Ultimecia and finish the game. For now, let's put this on here. And let's go inside.
This
see
could
what's
prove dangerous
inside.
if I'm not careful.
Chest. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and keep a watch. Final Fantasy VIII's finale should be out on Sunday. Until then, have fun and thank you for watching. Goodbye. If you want to see the rest of Jackdaw's tomb, just I did do a full playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy. I played as a Hufflepuff, and I have put his tomb, I did do a video on his tomb, so if you want to see it, I'll put a link at the top here and you can see where you can get sent to that video and you can see what happens after this. Well, for Hufflepuff anyway, but it's the same for all characters. But yeah, I did complete the playthrough. I just wanted to do this part for people who haven't actually seen the different missions for the different houses before Jackdaw's tomb. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye, and remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.